In the recently published book by the ill-informed Volothamp Gedarm, he mentions that there are legends of the snake people having secret societies that slither beneath the established civilizations of today, but he has dismissed such tales. Even though the Sage of Shadowdale, Elminster himself, has tried to set him straight, even he does not go into great detail. So, it is up to me to explain what Volo has foolishly left out. Over the centuries, various great tribes of Yuan-ti have risen and fallen, but the Yuan-ti of Faerun today are divided into 7 great tribes, called houses. Being a member of a house is typically determined by blood ties, but other Yuan-ti can be joined in different ways. Today, while there are 7 Yuan-ti houses flourishing in Faerun, they are bound together by a society called the Coiled Cabal. This organization is quite different in both nature and origin from the greater tribes, but it functions almost like one of them. For now, let us first discuss the houses. House Sessahen. The Sessahen tribe is currently the largest and most powerful of all the Yuan-ti houses. This house is rumored to be backed and controlled by an anathema, but very few of my sources have ever seen it. The house works closely with the Rundine Trade Consortium, trading exotic spices and poison for slaves and means of transportation in the realms. The Sessahen count the Xterminus and Saurongar tribes as their closest allies, but they frequently clash with the Coiled Cabal, as they see the Cabal as a hindrance to their claim as the rightful crafters of Yuan-ti dominance in Faerun. They openly fight with the houses of Acelamas and Genestas, since all 3 houses claim sections of the Black Jungles. The Sessahen prides itself on skullduggery. Their bloodline ability is a venomous bite, and they will try to avoid a fair fight as often as possible. House Xterminus. House Xterminus are the keepers of the secrets of Yuan-ti transformation rituals, and know several variations of these rituals that can grant extra appendages or traits. They rule Hlondeth, and its members have erected a fine temple to Varai, called the Cathedral of Emerald Scales. The Xterminar primarily act as trade agents for House Sessahen, controlling local smuggling, slaving, and drug trades in cities through the thieves' guilds they work with. You will also find other Xterminar across Faerun, hiding beneath human cities, working closely with the local thieves' guilds to further their reach. House Hiss'tafi. The Hss'taⴼin, as members of this house are known, rule the northern city of Sthar-Tisun under the Dark Naga monarch Geront. The Hss'taⴼin see their house as the most capable and practical of all houses, and serve as administrators, priests, merchants, and other nobility roles in the kingdom of Najara. While most Yuan-ti houses are too proud to work with, let alone serve, under a Naga, the Hss'tafins do so to ultimately advance the designs of the Holy Seth and the rightful dominance of the Yuan-ti race. They will endure such a minor detail. The Hss'tafin are known for their cobra-like hoods, and usually have scales in the colors of black gold and red. House Acelamas. This house is known for its battle prowess and jungle stealth, best served by their dark green and black scales. They hunt for sport and take great pride in physically outperforming their fellow Yuan-ti. At present, 9 Acelamas Yuan-ti abominations secretly rule Lushpool. These masked rulers remain cloistered and only speak to their subjects through their human slaves. Other Acelamas dwell along the shores of the Lepal Sea and throughout most of the northeast of the Maher jungles. Their settlements form an unseen serpent that links the Lepal Sea with Lushpool via a twisting route that avoids the holdings of House Sessahen, their sworn enemy. House Genestas. Sometimes derided by other Yuan-ti as half-witted wild ones, members of this house are allied with the Acelamas tribe against House Sessahen for control over large areas of the Black Jungles. The Genestas, as they call themselves, dwell in many holds and ruins within the Black Jungles. Strongest in numbers along the river Chun and in the ruins of Yuan-ti, they hold sway from the Dorsal Gap to the river Lepar and rule openly in the human city of Maher-Hatel. Maher-Hatel is a test project for the Genestas, as their elders maintain that their fellow Yuan-ti have strayed from the rightful goal of world dominance. They view the close contact that other Yuan-ti seek with humanity as decadent and deliberate in tainting the scaled folk. The elders believe that domination can be achieved only by reversing the process of civilization in all lands and reclaiming the wilderness. Their tactics involve extending the jungles, shattering the agricultural base of cities, and allowing wild beasts to roam everywhere. The Genestas are known for their stealth and patience in battle, and often possess chameleon-like hides. They are known for being able to remain motionless for hours, observing their surroundings through their slitted eyes, and recalling clear details of all they have seen. House Saurongar. The Saurongans have a strong presence in the Choltengar and a small one in the Samerloch. They also control scattered holdings in northern Chult and northern Kalamshan, which are tended by human cultists of Varai. The Saurongans are also the secret rulers of the independent city-state of Naryabel. They are closely allied with House Sessahen, the spirit Nagas of the Choltengar, and work closely with the Rundine Merchant Consortium by supporting them with targeted acts of piracy. Members of the Saurongar bloodline are known for their ability to expand the size of their bodies, and most often have scales in blue, yellow, and black. House Cerrados. The Cerrados once openly ruled the Thindol Basin, but their defeat by the Shun Imperium in the Year of Hounds forced them to retreat to their undersea holdings. Now dominating the waterways of Thindol and the subterranean passage known as Lebron's Folly, these holdings are so isolated that they consider no other Yuan-ti tribe as a true ally or foe. Ever since they lost control of Thindol, the Cerrados have been trying to regain their influence on the surface, but the humans' ophiophobic nature has made this difficult. The tribe has found much greater success in conquering the Kuatoa tribes of Gathgul Gapul and employing them to rule the seas. The Cerrados bloodline usually grants the ability to breathe and swim underwater, and their scales are often green and yellow, or blue and black. The Coiled Cabal. The Hss'taⴼin dominates this secret society of arcane spellcasters, but it draws members from all the great houses of the Yuan-ti. While the Cabal is not considered a tribe, it is often treated like one. Members are required to put societal needs above house allegiances, a balance that the leaders of the Cabal are constantly aware of. The Coiled Cabal has power bases in the Great Petrified Serpent, Skaulin Ra, Semirov's Tower, the ruins of Lehesper, and in various ruins and settlements around the Black Jungles. The society is allied with the Acelamas, Xterminus, and Hisstāfi houses, but has campaigns that are independent of any of the tribes. Members of the Coiled Cabal clash most frequently with the House Sessahen, because both groups see themselves as the rightful leaders in the push for open dominance of Faerun. Cabal members work in Umkathas, small groups of a dozen or so individuals that independently undertake missions. In times of open strife, such missions are often handed down by superiors, known as overhoods. At other times, however, each Umkathos devises its own missions and submits its plans to an overhood for approval. An Umkathos may report to more than one overhood, but usually no more than 3. Overhoods, in turn, report to greater overhoods. The upper hierarchy of the Cabal is largely hidden and free of formal titles, but it ends in a council of 7 leaders, known as the Hooded Ones, and more properly as the Iroquois. The goal of the Cabal is mysterious and complex, but when viewed over time, it seems that their plan is to covertly dominate certain individual humans.